It should be a battle of power versus poise at the front of the order. Mustill's car has good aerodynamics. It's got a nice wide track. It is quick in the corners, but it really excels in a straight line. The Escort RSR is more nimble and lighter, should be quicker in the corners. However, there are a lot of flat-out sections around this Thruxton circuit. This could go any of many ways, this race. 15 minutes in length, the Classic and Modern Motorsport Club, joined by the Welsh Racing Drivers Association for 15 minutes of racing, which begins right now. We go racing, and it is the number 39 car with the inside line into the first corner, the little Peugeot 306 trying to make headway earlier on. Chris Bassett in the 333 car trying to go around the outside. That didn't quite work for him, but it did work for Tommy Field in the 28 car. Tommy Field it is that leads the way from Nigel Mustill in second place. Mustill looks like he's struggling to get the car heated up in the early stages, because around the outside has gone Chris Everill in the 169. Everill up to second place, fourth place still for the little Darien. Fifth place for Ronan Bradley, then it's Rod Birley in sixth position. There's Alex Sidwell's Holden Commodore VF, still outside the top 10 in the early stages of this race. V8 Thunder, V6 power, turbos naturally aspirated, even rotary engines, just about every engine you can imagine taking to Thruxton in unison. But it is the Ford Escort RSR that leads the way. The Escort RSR, our race leader, a fabulous machine in the hands of Field, the 28. But here comes Nigel Mustill. He's starting to build the pace once again now. That car is known to be just as quick as a GT3 in the right hands, and Nigel Mustill in the big Volvo trying to go around the outside here of Chris Everill. Chris Everill, hugely experienced racer, has competed in Ginettas for well over a decade, but it's never any normal Ginetta with him. He always beefs it up, makes it more powerful and more exciting. He has, however, been demoted to third place. Nigel Mustill getting through into second, and that's because Everill has a problem. Everill in the 169 car slowing through Allard Curve. The 169 Ginetta, after just one lap of racing, appears to have a problem. It is Ronan Bradley leading the way in the CMMC element of this race. He's just ahead of Rod Birley. There's the incredible Ford Taurus Ascar with some Mustang stickers on it to bring it closer to the current modern NASCAR look. Everill in the background in the 169 car has come to a halt just in front of the hangars here at Thruxton. Everill, who was running third at the line, unfortunately out of the race. The big question from here is, what can Nigel Mustill do about Tommy Field? It was very close between the two of them in qualifying. 8 tenths in favour of Mustill in qualifying. Can he do that, though, across 15 minutes of racing? That is a big question. Field in the 28 car was 1.7 seconds clear of the leader last time by. I can tell you it's definitely less than that as the big 7 litre V8 comes charging out of the final corner past my commentary position. What's the gap this time? In fact, Mustill slow there through the last couple of corners, lost a bit of time to Field. The gap then has gone out to 2.1 seconds. Nigel Mustill in the Volvo 8S60, that car with its origins in Belgian touring car racing, where realistically you can put a silhouette on just about any engine and chassis combination and go for it. Also competed in the Dutch Supercar Challenge before falling into the hands of Nigel Mustill, who has campaigned it fairly regularly over the last couple of years here in the UK, at Castle Combe, around the country as well. But the fastest lap of the race so far is with your race leader, that is Field in the 28 car, who is building an advantage. You see there further back in the pack a couple of the Volkswagen Golfs going at it as the Escort dances over the bumps going through Goodwood and Village Curve. Here comes the Darien as well of Hall in third position as the top two surge away. I reckon that Nigel Mustill may be closing in on Field once again. There isn't much between them in a straight line. That Escort is rather deceptive because it is very powerful in its own right. It's a V8 engine two Hayabusa motorcycle engines converge to make the V8 in that Ford Escort RSR, so it has some good legs, not quite as powerful as Nigel Mustle. There is the third car in the hands of Ian Hall. The Darien T98 GTR comes surging past our commentary box. Up into fourth place has gone the 44 of Rod Birley as well. So Rod Birley in the Escort is in fourth, and it's a V8 clash of the Titans further back in the pack as well. It's Sidwell versus Bicknell, NASCAR versus V8 supercars further back in the pack. That is a battle for, let's just check up on that. I believe it's outside the top 10 potentially. No, it's 8th and 9th. Sidwell in 8th and Bicknell down to P9. The V8 supercar gets past the NASCAR style stock car for 8th position. Sidwell, I don't think he quite wound up the taps in qualifying. Meanwhile, Bradley in the 78 car has gotten back past Rod Birley for 4th overall. That is also the lead battle within the CMMC TinTops. So the 44 and the 78 car, 4th and 5th place, they are really scrapping. The Escort WRC should be quicker around the back section of the circuit. We'll keep an eye on that. Here comes Nigel Mustle once again closing in on field. The 28 versus the 39. Has Mustle got better brakes? I suspect he does. Can he get the inside line into club? Yes, he can. It's the lead for Nigel Mustle in the 39 Volvo S60 V8. For the first time in the race, the pole sitter is back in the lead. 9 minutes and 28 seconds left to go, and it is going to be a real scrap now between these two. Field in the 28 running in second position. Let's see if Tommy Field can try and come back. Just keeping an eye out of my commentary box as well, I can tell you that still in 4th place is Ronan Bradley in the 78. So Rod Birley didn't manage to claim 4th position back on that lap. Meanwhile, with 9 minutes left to go, it is still very exciting further back as well. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, all very much in a queue as well. Here you see one of the TinTops cars. There are 3 categories at play here. There's the Welsh Racing Driver Association, there is the CMMC Super Saloons, and the CMMC TinTops. I believe the leader in the TinTops is the little Peugeot 306 GTI in 7th place overall in the hands of Chris Bassett. Very impressive, giant killing car, Chris Bassett's Peugeot 306, consistently giant killing as well in the CMMC series. But as soon as I start talking about the car, it's slowing coming out of Seagrave. The 333 Peugeot 306 was slowing as we cut away there. Mustle it is that leads the way though from Field in second place. That gap is growing between the top two, but we saw there the 333 car undoubtedly slowing down. Unfortunately for Chris Bassett in the 333, it looks like his race may be coming to an early end. Meanwhile, the battle for 3rd and 4th place is starting to close up as well. Hall in the 17 car, the Darien T98 car number 17 is being closed in by Ronan Bradley in 4th place. They're coming towards the Cobb Campbell section of the circuit, the first braking zone of the circuit right now, as we have a bit of a V8 scrap here as the 126 car of Bennett comes surging through. That is the Eurocar V8 Mercedes C-Class body shape on Luke Bennett's 126 car. Surges past the Ford Capri. Those two out of the same stable, as a matter of fact. The 126 and the 26, you might be able to tell by the similar liveries. The number 17 of Hall in 3rd position, though, very firmly being closed in on by Bradley and Birley. Last time through, it was a 131.7 for the 17 car of Ian Hall in 3rd place overall. However, he is being closed in on by both Bradley and Rod Birley. We also saw the Peugeot 306 was still running, so Bassett was slow for a little while. It looks as though he's back up to speed. I wonder if maybe he missed a gear or something of that nature, but for a little while, certainly the 333 Peugeot 306 was slowing. Here is your 4th place car in the hands of Ronan Bradley. Where's Rod Birley? Rod Birley has lost a position there, so Rod Birley has dropped down to 6th place. Now let's keep an eye on him, because I think he might be pitwood, because he is slowing. I understand that Rod Birley is carrying something of a tendon injury coming into this weekend as well, so he's expecting to be a little bit off the pace, but I don't think that's man problems. I think that's car problems for Rod Birley in the 44, and sure enough, he falls to the pit lane. The number 44 car of Rod Birley is into the pits with 5 minutes and 55 seconds left to go. That means that Hall is under a bit less pressure in this 17 Darien. However, Ronan Bradley is still not far behind. The gap was 3.5 seconds. Two very different cars. This car, Rover V8 powered Darien T98, up against the much more standard and much closer to road car spec BMW E36 of Ronan Bradley. Of course, the Darien is a Thunder Saloon, well, not a Thunder Saloon, but a special build. It's a bespoke silhouette race car rather than a car built from a road-going machine. So it is a purebred racer in the hands of Ian Hall. Looks for the moment as if Hall has control over Ronan Bradley, but can Bradley close in before the end of the race? We'll have to wait and see. Here is an interesting scrap then between the big V8 Capri, the number 26 car. Oh, Rod Birley heading back out onto the circuit. So Rod Birley in the Escort does head back out on track, but he joins the race well outside the top 20, I believe. In fact, no, he joins the race in 17th position, to be exact. So Rod Birley slow. There is Alex Sidwell once again in the 340 Holden. He is running in 7th position overall, just ahead of Bicknell in the number 22. So again, it's NASCAR, or ASCAR I should say, versus V8 supercars as they come across the line. They've lost out on that lap to Whitehead in the number 3 BMW M3, running second in Class C as well. Our overall race leader in Class 5, the big guns class of the WRDA, is Nigel Mustill. He should just be coming through shot in a moment, our race leader, but we cut away to look further back to Rod Birley. Is Birley's car running up to speed? I somehow don't think so. He should be driving away really from that M3, which he is now doing. So let's see if that car continues on or not. Either way, for Rod Birley, this isn't the race that he would have liked to have. Birley through the chicane. There's the number 19 car of Cowan in 5th position. So Cowan 5th overall and leading in his class, which is Class C, ahead of the BMW of Whitehead. Birley still slow by his standards, but at least continuing to circulate, albeit one lap down. 3 minutes and 12 seconds left to go, and Mustill's gap in the lead of the race is 2.6 seconds. Again, they're all in different classes towards the sharp end of the order. However, I'm pretty sure they don't care about that. They're fighting for their positions. Just to update you, 3rd overall is now in the hands of Ronan Bradley. So rather as anticipated, Ian Hall has lost out on his overall podium. Hall is demoted to 4th position as our race leader comes out of the final chicane. He should be starting perhaps not his penultimate lap. It'll be touch and go with 2 minutes and 36 seconds left on the clock. It should be his penultimate lap this time by. There goes Mustill in the 39 car, race leader then. The gap between himself and Field in second is just 3.3 seconds. So if Mustill does make a small error, then he could still lose out to Field, Tommy Field in the 28. Of course, they're dealing with lap traffic, a very wide breadth of racing cars and specifications around this circuit. There is the fire-spitting 28 car of Field in P2. Ronan Bradley is some 40 plus seconds back in 3rd place overall. In fact, he's just coming past my commentary position at the club chicane as the top two fire around the back end of the circuit, and unfortunately in 4th place I think Hall is slowing down because he's now being followed by Cowan as they come past my commentary position. Just coming across the start line now is a great battle for 4th place overall as Ian Hall is starting to get closed in on by Cowan in the 19 car. There is the 19. Graphics say he's in the pits, but we can see that's not the case because he's still circulating around the circuit in the red BMW M3 or E46. Two very different red cars then. The 17 in the hands of Ian Hall, the V8 powered Darien up against Cowan in the 19 car. Rod Birley being lapped by those two, his car uncharacteristically slow at the moment. Here's our race leader, who has started what will be the final lap of the race. Nigel Mustill heading towards the Campbell complex. Campbell, Cobb and Seagrave. 3 apexes easily taken by the big Volvo S60 V8. The Wessex Vehicle Repairs entry. Over the years, Mustill has raced everything from a Nissan Skyline GTR R34, resplendent in Falcon colours, next Nürburgring 24-hour car. He actually raced it right here at Thruxton. Lamborghini Gallardo GT3 machinery. Riley track day cars, basically a Daytona prototype. The amazing Aquila CR1 Chevy V8 powered prototype. And now this, the Volvo S60. And believe me, I was only grazing the surface of the cars that he's run over the last 20 years or so. All started in a little Ford Escort, and he's going to beat a little Ford Escort, albeit a very powerful one, to claim the overall win in this race, as well as Class 5 honours in the Welsh Racing Driver Association element of this race. It is Nigel Mustill in the number 39 Liquimolly backed Volvo S60 7-litre V8, thunders across the line to take the win. Second place will go to Tommy Field. He is a guest class entry. He will take the second place trophy. And now it's a long wait for third place. We can, however, call some of the other cars across the line. There is the number 56 Attard driven Mazda RX-8 and one of the little Renault Clios in the hands of Mark Williams, actually, as a matter of fact, the prompt transport Renault Clio. He's across the line to take a place just outside at the top 10, 12th position for Williams in the Clio. The 333 car comes past my commentary position as well. Bassett will take a class win in spite of his car slowing up towards the end of the race. His little Peugeot 306. Here's the third place car overall. Ronan Bradley will claim third position overall and also take a Class B victory in the CMMC Super Saloons. Across the line in fourth place will come Ian Hall. He's managed to hold off Cowan in the BMW M3. There's the fourth and fifth place cars overall across the line now. Whitehead in the number 3 BMW E46 is expected across the line next. Nigel Mustill hasn't got the memo that he's taken the checkered flag, but he has, so we'll take it a second time. Just behind him, taking 7th overall and winning in the battle of V8 touring cars, Alex Sidwell for Australia, beating Marcus Bicknell for America, and also 1-0 Holden versus Ford, if you're into that kind of thing. Sidwell taking 7th overall and a class win there as well, ahead of Bicknell in the number 22 Ford Taurus Ascar. Spiller in the number 96 Mazda RX-8. He finished 9th place ahead of the Mercedes C-Class styled Eurocar V8, rounding out our top 10. A great result then for the Heron Workwear team in the Eurocar V8. Let's take a look then at the results of the CMMC race. Nigel Mustill claiming a win. He's actually entered into the Welsh Racing Driver Association element of the race. He claims a win in his 7-litre Volvo S60. The Ford Escort RSR of Tommy Field in second, ahead of Ronan Bradley, Ian Hall and Dave Cowan, your top 5. Jack Whitehead, Alex Sidwell and Marcus Bicknell 6th, 7th and 8th. Wayne Spiller and Luke Bennett the top 10 we've already covered. Craig Attard in his Mazda RX-8 in 11th place, ahead of Mark Williams in the Renault Clio Cup car. Alan Breck in his mighty V8 powered Capri taking 13th place. Chris Bassett in the Peugeot 306 rounding out the top 14 overall, and also winning within the TinTops element of the Classic and Modern Motorsport Club. And we will now head down to Parc Fermé, where I believe Ian Waterhouse is about to be joined by some very, very loud race cars and their drivers.
Yeah, welcome down to Parc Fermé, everybody. Now, you remember when you were a kid and you just collected toy cars and you just put them in any random order and just had them put on a road? Well, it's basically what we've got here, isn't it? So we've got Tommy here. I'm actually not too sure where Nigel's gone. Hopefully he'll be coming home very soon. But what a cracking race we saw. We're going to grab Tommy very, very shortly. I did make the mistake actually of patting him on the back. He's a little bit sweaty after this one. Just trying to see who else we've got about, who we can have a quick word with. I'm not actually too sure what's happened to our race winner. So let's go jump over here with the 96 and have a very quick word and just find out what it was like out there. How was it?
Fantastic.
Was it? Yeah. It's such a nice mix of cars, isn't it? It's so nice to see. Being right in the heart of it, it must be a bit of a dream.
Yeah, it is a dream. I don't think I'm in first, second or third.
No, you're not, but we wanted to come talk because I don't know what's happened to our race win. It completely disappeared, but we thought we'd pop over and say hello.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks for talking to us. Best of luck for, they've got another race coming up a little bit later as well. I think we can probably go grab Tommy now. He came in second place. Let's go have a word with him. Sorry, Tom, I'm going to have a chat now. I touched you on the back before, didn't I? And you said it was a little bit hot in there because you sat right
it goes right there, look. Yeah, it's a bit warm.
No, you got a lightning start, didn't you? Just unable to keep that Volvo behind there.
Yeah, basically we've struggled since as I say, Stuart's only just bought the car. It's given me the privilege to drive the car this weekend. I haven't been here since 2016, so it's a new car for us for the new circuit, and we're struggling. We've done a few changes after qualifying and got the front end to work quite well.
Yeah.
But we're just after 3 or 4 laps, it's just pushing and pushing and pushing. And once it goes, especially with a track of this nature with the speed, you're knackered, really.
Is there anything you can do then in race 2?
We're gonna try. There's a couple of things we can do. Obviously, as I say, because it's a new car that Stuart's only just purchased, there's things that you'd like to do that at the moment you can't because there's big changes. But whatever we can do with what we've got, we'll do for sure.
Fantastic, Tommy. Best of luck. Thanks for talking to us, mate. Really appreciate it. Let's keep moving down. We do have Ronan Bradley. He finished in third place, so we will see if we can grab a word of him. Still no sign of our race winner. That's a real shame, isn't it? So we did see Rod Birley come in to the pits a little bit earlier too. Just a note on him. He's actually done his knee in, so he's really struggling. He did say to me a little bit earlier he's going to try and get the class win. He's won about 728 races in his career. Oh my word. We've got Marcus Bicknell here as well in the NASCAR. I wonder if, in fact, let's go grab Rod Birley very quickly. Hopefully we've still got time. In fact, we've got Dave. Let's grab Dave Cohen very quickly. Dave, I promise you I'd come get you. You're right, your face is as red as your car right now.
It would be, yeah. I did tell you that.
Now, you actually work for Caterham, don't you? But you're here racing with the Classic Water Motorsport Club. How did that come about?
I started racing with them when it was the QMN, I think it was, like 6 or 7 years ago. So yeah, just keep coming back, and then obviously tied in nicely with work, so they were kind enough to give me the day off today. So
day off today, but I understand you actually have to work tomorrow, though,
and probably tonight as well.
In fact, in between races as well. Thanks for talking to us. Let's go and get Ronan, if we could just grab a quick word. I think we've still got time. I don't think the Caterhams have gone just yet. Very quickly, if we can grab Ronan very quickly, just before you disappear and everybody's got to get off on the Caterhams. Go. How was it out there?
Fantastic.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say something else.
No. Not this time. Previously, maybe. No, over the moon. And thank you for your luck earlier, because you said I'll see him on the podium.
I did say that. And you said, I think you said no.
I did say no. I did not dream in the world today with some of these big powered cars that the BM would bring it to them. But the front two were gone. I had a good battle at the start with Rod. I managed to knock him off out of the way a bit, kept behind me. Managed to close Ian down and got past him, and just had to keep it on the black stuff to bring it home. So over the moon.
Well, as I'm responsible for this, I better go on the podium for you then.
Thank you very much.
Right, so Caterham's heading out on track. Let's hand over to commentator, take you through the action.